what we're talking about, boys. Oh, it's a toad. Get in here, boy.
What's up, guys? This is Chris Powell. Today we're going to talk about frogs. I've been wanting to do this video for so daggone long because I feel like I do some modifications and some tweaks to my frogs that most people don't do. Some people probably never heard of. So let's jump right into it. First things first, right out of the box, before I even fish them, guys, age-old story, everybody probably does this. I sit there and I bend the hooks outwards, all right? And then I take them and I bend the hooks up, all right? Let me grab a frog real quick. And if y'all are wondering what all this white powder stuff is that's coming off there, we'll get to that in a bit, and it's not what you think it is. So basically, this is a frog right out of the box here, all right? So right out of the box, you can see these hooks are bent inward like that, all right? See that right there? So first thing I'm gonna do is bend the hooks outward. Okay, and then I'm going to turn the frog like that and bend the hooks upward, okay? Most people are like, yeah, that might increase your hookup ratio, but you're going to get grass on your frog. It's not going to be snag-proof or weedless, whatever the crap you want to call it. Big deal, guys. Just freaking get the frog, take the grass off, and throw it in the bottom of the boat, into the lake, or wherever, and get back to fishing. That's not really that important. I will pick grass off all day long as I don't freaking miss a 5-pounder that just blew up on my frog, okay? Now, moving on. Second thing I do, guys, is I run a rectangle heavy-duty split ring on my frog. And most people are sitting there probably thinking, what the crap is this guy doing? There's plenty of frogs out there that walk just fine without a split ring. Okay? Well, guess what, guys? You put a freaking split ring on a frog, this dude, when you walk it, alright, typically it's just walking like that. You put a split ring on a frog, this sucker is going to turn a circle, guys. I mean, seriously, when you walk this thing, it's going to be turning. And you know what the best part is, guys? Is you can find a little pocket way back on in the grass. It's only about that big around, okay, that not a whole lot of people's throwing to, alright? And you throw it in there, and you can keep this bad dude in one spot and just sit there and walk that dude. And it's barely even moving forward, okay? I mean, it might move 4 inches while you're just sitting there turning that sucker like that all the way around. That right there is gonna trigger some freaking bites, okay? As far as what split rings I use, I'm not brand specific, just as long as I can find a really heavy wire split ring. Here's some right here, okay? These right here are a number 3, okay? I will use a number 3 and a number 4, but nothing smaller than a number 3, okay? And again, I'm not brand specific, just as long as there's some type of heavy, thick wire. To the second thing I do, and this right here is basically protecting your investment, okay? If you fish a frog for any amount of time, you're gonna notice after you fish it for a while, you put it down in your boat, you go home, whatever, and then you go back out, you're gonna notice that the legs are just gonna start getting matted together. Do you see how pretty that is right there? See how they're all loose and they're all moving and flowing and all that great stuff? The more you fish a frog, you're gonna notice that the legs are just gonna get stuck together, okay? And they're just not gonna be undulating and all that crazy, awesome stuff out there to make those big bass bite. Now, what I do to combat that, okay, is I break out some daggum baby powder. And you're probably thinking, what is this weirdo doing with baby powder? Well, all this white powder that you see in my tackle box here that people probably get the wrong idea of, okay, it's all baby powder, all right? You do not have to use as much baby powder in here as I got, because I put way too much in there, all right? Basically, what that's going to do, guys, is it's just going to keep your skirts from getting all matted up and all that crap, guys. It's not going to be looking like that. And that right there is really not even that bad anymore. But it's still not like that right there, guys. I mean, it's not. So, anyways, well, some people would be like, well, the fish ain't going to bite it because it smells all weird and it smells like baby powder. Well, guess what, guys? Freaking tie the frog on and slap it on top of the water a couple of times to get the daggone baby powder off. It does not mess with the fish at all. The fish don't mind it. The fish love baby powder. Who knew that, huh? Check that out. Yeah. So just a little recap because I ramble a lot. We got bending the hooks outward and up, and then we got a big old heavy duty split ring on there, and then we got stinking baby powder. Okay. Awesome. Glad we're all on the same page now. Let's talk about the conditions, guys. I throw a walking frog when it's slick calm, okay? When the water gets choppy, most of the time I feel the need to step up to a popping frog that's going to create a little more noise on top of the water, okay? I don't have any in that box. I guess they're all in my boat. Oh, I bet I got some up here. Yeah, all right, here we go. Okay, so, just to keep me from having to dig out of my boat, I just got my big tackle box thing right there. My tackle wall. Right there's my big tackle wall. Awesome. When the water's slick calm, I stick with a walking frog, and I just walk that dude right down through everything. I'll throw it and drag it over grass mats. If I find a grass mat that's got a little bitty pocket, I'll drag it right there. Well, I'll walk that bad boy. But if the wind picks up a little bit, okay, and it's choppy, I step up to a popping frog, and I fish this dude like a popper, okay? Like an old pop-R, you know, that we threw when we were little kids, you know, and I fish it just like that, just boop, bloop, bloop. And that cup right there on the front, it just creates a big splash. As far as the modifications and little tweaks that I do to this popping frog, I do not put a split ring on a popping frog, okay? I'm not trying to walk this thing. People do walk this thing. It walks fairly easy, okay? When I tie on a popping frog, it's typically because the water is got a little chop to it, okay? And I want a lot more, I want a lot more disturbance on top of the water for those fish to hone in and really find it. Slick, calm water, I fish a walking frog. Choppy water, I fish a popping frog, okay? Now, sometimes, even if the water's slick, calm, and it's freaking chocolate milk out there, I will go to a popping frog, okay? 2 months ago, my wife and I were on Lake Palestine. We absolutely smacked them, all right? And it was a really weird condition because we had super dirty water. It was kind of choppy out, but they were still eating a daggone walking frog. They were able to hone in on it and really eat it, okay? Sometimes, if the water's choppy and it's dirty, and you just have blow-ups on it, but they're really not getting it, you're like, well, they don't want a frog. Yeah, they do, guys. Yeah, they do. Throw a daggone popping frog in those choppy, dirty water conditions, okay? Now, I want to mention something, guys. A lot of times, when you're throwing a frog, or at least when I am not trying to mimic a frog at all, guys. I'm trying to mimic a dying bait fish. And over the last few years, I've been able to do that so well and just really work on my walking skills and making this thing look like a dying bait fish that I even fool my wife sometimes, guys. Here's a clip from it.
I'm glad it fooled you.
And for the main part, guys, I typically only fish 2 colors. If the fish are eating shad, I throw a white one. If the fish are eating brim, I throw a brown one. And then there's the occasion to where the water clarity is horrible, kind of like the Purtis Creek video that y'all probably just watched. And sometimes on Palestine, way back in the backwoods, out there in the sticks, then I'll throw a black one. Say the conditions are great, but they're just kind of blowing up on it. They're not really getting it, you know. I switch to a black one that puts off a bolder silhouette, okay, to help them hone in on that lure just a little bit better and help them get it on back in there, and then you bust them, all right? Now, again, because I ramble a lot, just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. When they're eating shad, I throw a white one. When they're eating brim, I throw a brown one. When the water's calm and slick, I throw a walking frog. When the water's choppy, all right, I throw the popping frog, okay? Now, that right there is pretty much what I do, guys. Plain and simple. I keep it super duper simple, guys. Okay, guys, that's all for now. I'm so excited that I got to share all that information. One other thing I want to mention, I use 50-pound braid on all frogs, okay? Hope y'all learned something from this video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please share this video with your friends because I would love to show all my weird techniques and all my weirdness that I got going on here. If you have any comments, just drop them down in the comment section below. If you want to compliment me, criticize me, yell at me, give me tips, show me how to fish a frog, I'm all for it, guys. Go ahead and show me what's up. So anyways, I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch y'all later.